When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll.
The day when my faith shall be sound, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the charm shall be sound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. It is well. With my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul.
Point of discussion, soundtrack of a generation.
We will be discussing entertainment and its relation to God. Yeah.
So with me today is Edith, my very good friend, who we started a YouTube channel with, but
Yeah.
we'll get back to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Gladys Kebaya. I'll be the co-host.
I'm Edith. I will be the co-host as well. Of course.
So we're sharing the hosting. So today we're discussing music, its role in our society, and where God comes into play. Is it important? Is music really important? What roles does it play in our society? And yeah, we'll now include God in our music. Okay.
So, in your daily life, as you wake up, there's a lot of things that you do and music comes into play. So, personally, I listening to music 90% of my day.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's when I wake up, of course. I remember we did a game where we'll do rather like wake up,
Deep devotion or listen to music.
So for me, after that deep devotion, the first thing, music. When I'm doing my laundry, it's music. But I came from that, of which I noticed it had like effects. So we'll talk about that later. So I started now listening to podcasts instead. So for music, when you're washing the house, you're doing the dishes, you're washing your clothes,
You're doing any other chores.
or when you're walking on the road,
Yeah.
you're still listening to music.
Ama you're humming a tune, a
True.
familiar tune. Yeah. I think I was doing this yesterday. So my friend was humming a song and nikapata, I know the song. So I definitely just also started singing the song. But when I do that in the house, my brother will be like, "Si uimbe nyimbo yako." But anyway, we can all agree that music plays an important role in our lives, and we all interact with music almost on a daily basis. Yeah, music has different roles or icona some level of priority in our lives. For others, they can't do without music. They wake up, they're listening to music. They're walking, they have to.
Others.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a time, actually, but we were having lunch on a Sabbath, on a particular Sabbath, and instead of Edith talking to me, she was listening to music the whole time. But anyway, yeah, and then there are other people who don't like music that much, or they would not listen to music all the time. Yeah. So music, Edith, can you describe your relationship with music, like from a kid?
Oh, yo. Guys.
Who introduced you to music, or yeah, like how did you start? You also sing, by the way, so you can give us your relationship with music, and then we look at the different genres, and you can tell us what's on your playlist and why were you guys not getting any song
No,
that I
please.
was playing.
So,
Okay, yeah.
so my relationship with music. Music holds a special place for me. When I was young,
Yeah.
you see those children when wanaenda kuimba na kwaya huko mbele? I am those children.
Solo artist.
But
Oh, that's the choir, okay.
Yeah, so you sing with the choir. I don't know who introduced me, but also I have my parents, my dad especially listens to music. So that's something we share. So I've grown up listening to music and wanting to listen to it, and of course being engaged. I did it for quite some time. I've also sang in, like, you see, drama festivals, music festivals, yeah.
Okay. You're the one who's going for all these functions in high school.
Hey,
When we're seated in class.
Yeah,
Edith
so
and her friends.
bless yeah. Then high school, I had the best music teacher, literally, Mr. Ulila, shout out. And then, of course, that is where you get to understand the technical aspects of it, and fell in love with it more. And also, as you're singing now, the different types of music, genres, I mean. So classical, you're doing pop. Yeah, those are, in every phase of my life, I think I was more inclined to certain, like, different genres of music. Yeah, and then I was also still these people who, when you're watching something, soap opera, seriously, even if it's in a language I don't know, I will make sure I learn how the song goes, how the intro goes.
She can sing in Filipino.
yeah. Tagalog, yes. That is it. So that is the place music has in my life. And I think it got to a time so much. I remember when I was still in high school, I'm at home, I'm just listening to music. My mom is like, give it a break, like do something else. When you're done with school, listen to all the music you want. And I promise you, I'm listening to all the music I want right now.
For me, my mom was telling me, it's a movie you watch when you're done in high school. But up to this point, I don't even watch those movies. I wish I watched it that time. But anyway. Okay, so for you it was music.
Yeah, so for me, it still holds a special place in my heart. And now learning to control the extent of which I am listening to it, and the type, and figuring out what I want to listen to. Because music does have effects. I can promise you that. I have had to learn it.
Yeah.
Do you say not really the hard way, but going through it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was to ask, are you a music addict?
Am I an addict? What does can I do without? I think I can do without, especially of late.
Okay.
Yeah, I've learned how to stop depending on it, like sana.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is my relationship with music.
Interesting. Well, my relationship with music, it's not good. It's not that good. It's also not that bad. I know very few songs. But the ones I know, I know them. Naimba kutoka mwanzo hadi mwisho. But then for me to learn a new song or lyrics to a particular song, it will take time. It takes time. I think the only songs I've known, like Yote and the lyrics, it was because of Bella's concerts, my friend Bella. Yeah, Bella would send us a PDF with like 17 songs, and then we'd prepare for her concert. And I think that's the only time I've been so intentional about learning the lyrics to a particular song, especially when you go for rehearsals and you're supposed to sing from a point of understanding. So yeah, there's that. While growing up, I wasn't listening to music that much. I think now that I was born into a Christian home, an Adventist home, would listen to Dumcha, of course. Kurasini, from the time I was a kid. And then there's some beats you would not listen to. I mean, because you're in an African home with Christian parents. There's some songs you're not allowed to listen to. But then I think I also interacted with other genres when I got to primary school. As a kid, I was just listening to nursery rhymes. Nilipata, I found them on TikTok juicy, and I was like, yeah, I grew up listening to these songs. Yeah, the wheels on the bus go round and go lay down my burdens. All those songs, we'd sing them as kids. If I remember the name of that group of kids, I'll mention. Oh yeah, and there's this African kids. When they
Destiny Kids.
Destiny Kids, yes.
The
Oh
OGs.
yeah. Oh yeah. And
I was
little
listening
children.
to them on Friday.
Ah, yes, I am glad you
Elias
could relate. So I interacted with that kind of music as a kid, and then I think, let me now say, the worldly music, I came to interact with it when in primary school, when we would come back from school and listen to the beat. The beat, I think it was NTV.
Yeah.
There was this one in Citizen, I don't remember the name vizuri, but yeah, I would listen to those songs, and then mzazi yake could change that dial. Change that dial. Yeah. It was easier when they were not home, like you just know they are kuji or they'll be late. Then you'd listen. I must admit, I enjoyed listening to such music until I was like, hey, it's Jan, what were you singing? Because I now look back and there are some lyrics that I now understand what they meant, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
What was I listening to? Yeah. And then now I got to decide what kind of music I'd listen to all through. And when I look at my playlist, I think it's mostly a cappella and gospel songs. But yeah, a sanctified playlist. Yeah, I listened to the vocal band. I was listening to Vocal Harmony in high school, and now I also love listening to the local groups, the Kenyan groups, Taji, Gifted, For Him. I loved For Him. I was learning all their songs. And then I found people who love listening to For Him more than me. And guys, but at least I listen to them and all. But I can't say I'm addicted to music. I can spend a whole day without listening to music, I think. And I also developed an interest when I got to campus to study music. Yeah. In high school, I was like, no. I was to choose between music, French, business, and German. I was like, I think I can learn music later on. Let me just learn German right now. Because it would be more expensive to study foreign languages when you're out of school. And yeah, in campus now, I started learning how to play the piano, how to read music, sight read. I learned something about music, but I've not learned the history of music, but yeah, I have a good relationship with music. Yeah. All right.
So coming to playlist, what you have in your, do you think that there's some people in your life who influence what you have as your music in your playlist?
Yeah, I think yes. Edith sends me links to some songs she'd find very nice. And then there are some songs she'll send me, and then I'll later on send them to her again.
That's
and
how you know
like,
she hasn't listened to them. Carry on.
yeah, when I finally listen to the songs she sent me, I would be like, this is actually good music, and send them back. And my siblings as well. Yeah.
At this point, we'll just like to remind you guys, you know, if you've not liked, okay, you don't have to just like it. If you're enjoying the conversation thus far, and share to another person who will find this helping, subscribe to the channel. If you have not already,
Subscribe.
but you're watching us right now, just subscribe so that you get to watch us more. Yeah, thank you. We'll go for a break.
Singing, as a part of religious service, is as much an act of worship as is prayer. The heart must feel the spirit of the song to give it right expression.
Who has influenced the playlist that you have right now, the songs in there, in terms of your friends, your family, your neighbor, just anyone? Who has influenced your playlist?
I feel like bringing God to the picture. I've talked so much about so many other things, so let's now bring God to the picture. The fact that I was born into a Christian home, there's some things that you learn in church as right and wrong and all that. And we also have music directors in our church. And I think they've played a role in the music I listen to. And they've also influenced playlisting. I think it's just church-based. Yeah, because that's where I interacted with music most. So, it other than my siblings sending me their playlist or suggesting some songs. Oh yeah, and the music apps, zenye natumia, they'll be like, made for you, new playlist, new playlist for you. And then I'd listen, and of course some songs you just skip. I'm like, nah, you guys don't know me that well. But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, for me, my music, the music you listen to is quite diverse. You will find very many languages in there. So my playlist is just grouped in terms of the artist or the type of music. So it's different. I won't tell you that I just have one type of music in my playlist. I have variety. It's very interesting. So that is who has influenced my siblings, my brothers, and who else? My parents as well.
Okay.
You know, there's this, when on the car rides, the songs you listen to, and sometimes for me, I will just go listen to songs that just take me back in time, like bring back the memories of when I was first introduced to that particular song, what was going on in my life. Yeah. So that's an interesting way. So music has different roles, right? And effects in man.
I agree.
Human beings, ever said man. In human beings.
Yeah.
So for example, music influences different ways. How you act as a person, how you dress, even if you might not be aware of it, and how you handle your emotions, and even how you comprehend stuff and how you carry yourself. I will give a very good example.
Yeah.
So there are certain songs that are out there pushing. By the way, when you're listening to a song, there's different aspects of it. There's a message that is being pushed. There is the rhythm part of it. There's the melody itself. And sometimes, I just usually think sometimes things have agendas. So you'll find music that is pushing, feminism and other types of music, mostly hip hop, as it is said and taken as pushing, like violence. And that is why, like, your parents will hear you listening to something, they're like, "Hapana tu is a bit hapa," So that has influence to us. So can you tell us how music has influenced you as a person?
All right. Yeah. I'll throw back the question to you. So I get Abwa Kenya.
Okay. So
I don't interact with music that much. Yeah.
So for me, let me take it from this. So for those who are aware, there's this group called Little Mix. As I told you, my playlist is quite diverse. And I used to listen to those guys because of their vocals. Like, it's very interesting listening to their songs. And then you'll find there's a song called Wings. And it's basically empowering you to, do stuff even when people don't, trust that you can be able to do it. And it really, sometimes you see when you're having really bad days, and I just put that song and I'm there shouting, not shouting, I don't really
Jamming
shout.
to the song.
I'm jamming to the song and I'm like, yeah, this is made to fly. There's a lyrics, no matter what you say, it won't hurt me, these wings are made to fly. So there's that, and then there's a song called Change Your Life. You can listen to particular songs, and then there are other songs I will not listen to because I don't subscribe to, the message that is being put out to the song. So I learned how to discern. We see how people are like, I will listen to this guys. For me, it's the particular song because there are some songs that are like, yeah, I align to these values. And some other songs I'm like, no, I don't align to them. And there are other songs I will listen to because they are upbeat and I'm washing clothes and I want the vibe, I want to finish this thing. But the rhythm really affects how you do things.
Yeah.
You can look at research, but in supermarkets, during rush hour, they play more upbeat songs so that you're done faster.
I've never noticed.
Yeah, so that is the influence music has had in my life. And also, sometimes I will find when I listen to some types of music, I'm just not angry, but there's some type of way you're feeling like, but I can beat you up in a kuchocha to hapo.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, it's just chilled. You're just chilling with it, Even when you're driving, there's some you just
There's some songs you don't listen to. You
yeah.
sleep and you're driving.
Yeah, so it ways of handling my emotions as well. So when I'm sad, I really it's because I have researched on it. You're not really supposed to listen to sad songs because the tendency is to make you more sad. So when you're sad, as much as you're in that pit, look for something that gives you hope and brings you from that.
So uplifting music.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
now I think I can answer the question. I think music has had an influence in my life. Nilikuwa nimekataa but wacha nikubali. It's true. It would it's the reason I was having a difficult time answering the question is because it's not the first thing I'd go to. If I'm having a bad day or if I'm feeling low or sad, I would not go to music. That would be the first thing I'd do. Also not that I pray every other time, I pray about stuff. But yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind when I'm low or when I'm having a bad day or stuff, or I want to handle my emotions, I'd talk to a friend or pray about it. Music inakuja na uka. But I have influenced people. There are times when I'll talk to a friend and then they'll tell me they're having a bad day. I'll send you sad songs.
You're taking them deeper in the hole.
When they're listening, it's not sad, but it's just the slow and chill kind of songs. Just to make fun about it. And I'm not the kind of friend who you tell me you're having a hard time and then we wallow in yourself. We'll joke about it and so I'd send you songs utaskiza and you'll be like, hey, yo. And then there's a friend of mine who, when they're having a bad day, they'll just call me, we laugh about it and then I'll be, now send me those sad songs. Yeah, but has it influenced any of my emotions really? No, not really. Oh, the other influence music has had in my life is there was a time in my life I was having a really hard time sleeping. I think I'll talk more about this when I get to music and music as medicine. So I was having a really hard time going to sleep. Of course, there's a part here, just switch off your phone, mapema, go offline earlier or stuff. But a friend of mine told me that they also were having a hard time sleeping and they subscribed to a particular kind of music, and they had a lighter or a better, they had better sleep. So yeah, music has helped me sleep. Yeah, it has helped me sleep. Recently, I think I'm still there. I'm now having a hard time going to sleep again, and I was looking for some other kind of music I'd listen to before I sleep. And yeah, Nahash sent me a playlist. It's about scripture lullabies. Yeah, and it's helping out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We thank God for you friends who help us out in such times. Oh, another thing I think I can add, for me, there's sometimes, okay, there's this thing I have, right? There's some particular songs, okay, when you can't talk, there's those songs that express what you're feeling or what you want to put across. So it's interesting, just look for, today, this is the situation I'm in. Look for a song that has that message or will put that out for you better. It's interesting. You can just experiment with that. So we have music in relation to God. So where does God come in terms of entertainment and music to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I cannot read God's thoughts, but I am certain music for him is not just for entertainment.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think entertainment is on his list
Yeah.
anywhere. But I know that God was the inventor of music.
True.
Yeah. There's so many different ways I could defend that or affirm that. But yeah, I'll start here. The first ever sound produced was from God on earth. Yeah, of course the earth was formless and void and desolate. The spirit was hovering. Anyway, but the first words ever spoken on earth, music is words, yeah, right? They were from God when he said, "Let them be light." That's in Genesis. But anyway, such and walete karibu. Of course, I know you want to hear more about God and David, the king, and the way he danced until his clothes fell. We're getting there. But there's been music in heaven all through.
True.
Heaven is a musical place. Yeah. It's what a few good men, I think it's either them or another singing group that have sung that I could sing about heaven for a million years. And then there's this part where they say, if you don't subscribe to music, like, you don't want to go to heaven.
Because that's all you'll be doing.
That's all we'll be doing. We'll be singing and all that. Anyway, when God, not invented. Okay, let me just use invent for lack of a better one. When God invented or came up with music, it was all for his honor and his glory. It was to glorify God. And of course, if I saw you when I came in and I saw you ulikuwa unakaa vizuri, I just want to praise you. Hey, Edith, you look so nice and stuff and all that. And I think that's how heaven is. Like everyone who just sees God, they just feel with awe and they'll just want to ascribe praises to him. And that was all of David's life. He was writing psalms to God. He was praising the Lord all throughout his life. And every other influence or every other time I talk about God and music, I know that God subscribes to soul uplifting music. Even inakuleta karibu na Mungu. There is no other kind of music that brings you close to God. It's not the gospel music inakuleta karibu na Mungu, but songs that are their lyrics, their beats, and everything about it is directing your mind to God. Yeah, I think that's God and music to me.
Okay, for me, so we have God and the way music itself is. You know, there are those pieces of music you listen to, songs that you listen to, and then you're questioning like, are you really singing about God? I will not give example as of now, maybe later.
Trauma. Okay.
So, and you get to this is a good way for you to analyze where the origin of a song in terms of what spirit is leading it. Is it God or the other side? So we have the songs where they're sung, okay, it's gospel songs sung with people who are not really known for gospel songs, let me say secular artists. And then you have other gospel songs sung by gospel artists, but then it leaves you questioning like, really, guys? So I think if I'm listening to a gospel song, there's a way, or any other song, because this is of interest to me and you can use it as well. Go listen to what inspired the person who wrote the song, the lyricist, the authors of the song, what inspired them. And if someone is like, I was just chilling and, things are just coming to me, And there's a difference with songs where things are just, I was just chilling, and there's a difference with those songs and songs where, I went through something in my life that inspired this, or God spoke to me and told me, So there's a huge difference. And for me, if a song does not, you can mention God in a song, does not mean the song is about God or aims to praise Him. So for songs where you're just questioning, you're not even sure if you're listening to gospel. There's those songs you can play in church hadi unaangalia uko zile za we unasikia kijana zime
utapeleka church ball.
Utapeleka church ball. So it's not really about how God is mentioned there, I don't know how many times, but where the origin of that. And trust me, your soul knows. Like your soul knows. You're just putting a song on for the vibes, but then you should also know why you listen to certain songs. Because the songs utasikiza to just for easing whatever you have going through, and when it's time where you want to worship God, there are those songs. Hata wewe I won't listen to this song. There are certain songs I go to. So God speaks in many ways, even through song. So be careful of what you're listening to. Like, be very careful. It's not all about listening and for the vibe of it. Everything has an effect on you. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, the reason why we actually were chose to speak about music is we are revealing Christ through every other aspect of our life. And we've agreed that music plays an important role in our lives, and for others it has it's like on top of the list of priorities. For others it's not like on top, but it's somewhere there. And we also need to be made well aware that even as we go about life, there's a great controversy that's going on. And there's a battle that's going on between good and evil, and Satan already, he knows this, and he's using this to his advantage when you as a person don't know about it. Some things we do out of ignorance. But now that we know about the battle that's going on between good and evil, between the Lord and the devil, every other aspect of our life, whatever we're feeding our minds, our souls, we need to be careful about it, because Satan has also corrupted the music that's around us. And of course, you're not blaming him for every other thing. Some things are self-imposed and all that. But now that we are made well aware about it, we need to know that there's some music that when we are listening to, we are uplifting the devil and not God. And the music, when we are listening to, even the way it influences us, or if the effect it has on us is positive. And there's some other music that is negative. And one of the avenues to reach our souls is through what we hear. What we see, what we hear, what we do. So, when we are made well aware about this, we need to guard what comes to our ears. What are you listening to? And of course, the effects can be seen by everyone around you. And I pray that it would be something that's pleasing to the Lord. It's in line with His will for us. We're not here to police and tell you, don't listen to this, don't listen to that. But we're here to tell you that even what you listen to has an effect on your relationship with the Lord. And I hope that it's a positive influence.
Amen. Preach, sister. So that has brought us to the end of today's discussion. So we would like to thank you for listening to us. And if you've learned something, of course you have I am hoping that you have.
Yeah.
In the comment section, leave what you've learned or something that you have been enlightened on or something that you'd like us to learn and your other fellow subscribers and everyone who's listening to this. So up to this point, if you've if you've had something that you like, there's this button that has a thumbs up. Just press it. It's got a like button. You like the content, and then subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you are notified anytime that we post, so that you can continue learning together and you listen to more discussions, as well as leave a comment to say what you've learned and to encourage us as we walk this journey together in revealing who Christ is and all us in all aspects of life. Today was music, tomorrow will be another thing. We don't want to